All right, well, why don't we get started then? So my name is Jacqueline Cook. I'll give a quick intro, but poor Amy, she put together this wonderful webinar, so I have to give all props to her, but she caught a little bit of a cold and you can barely hear her whisper. So I said I would step in and talk about video today. And actually in a previous life, I used to work for a video production and animation company. So I love video. I'm a huge proponent of video. And I'd love to discuss today how we might help our clients in using a video effectively in your digital marketing strategy. So just a reminder that these webinar sessions now occur once a week, every Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you'd like to learn more about these upcoming sessions we have, or to register or attend, just go over to vendasta.com/webinars. We always love to hear what our partners want to learn more about, and we'll get our teams very hurriedly finding information, and we can deliver value for you. So if you have suggestions on upcoming webinars or some topics, we'd love to hear those as well. And another quick shout out, there's the man himself, that's George, who's traveling down south today. We have a brand new resource for salespeople and marketing consultants. George and our marketing team here launched the Conquer Local podcast. So it's hosted by Vendasta's very own CRO, George Leith. And in this podcast, you'll get some insider content really geared specifically toward helping you better serve local businesses. And it's really got that sales focus, how to sell more effectively, some strategies. We interview local experts in the field, stories from people George is actually meeting on his travels. I believe this week he was in Toronto working with one of our partners and talking about their sales strategies. So it's really got some data-backed case studies, new techniques we're using, all to help you improve digital revenue dramatically in your businesses. So check it out on iTunes or on Google Play, SoundCloud. Subscribe to the weekly podcast and let us know what you think. And last shout out, we are very excited, counting down the days to VendastaCon 2018. It's going to be taking place this year in Banff. We've brought it north of the border. And thank you, Amy. And it's going to be taking place April 3rd to 5th. So this is going to be a great event. We've got a lot of great speakers. It's a really big technology focus this year and how to use technology to create more efficiency in your organization, both from a sales and fulfillment perspective. I was just reviewing the agenda this morning with the team. But we've also mixed that with fun, because that's what we do here at Vendasta. Work hard and play hard as well. So we've got gondola rides and treks up canyons and some nice mountaintop cocktail hours and whatnot. So if you haven't already registered, I believe yesterday was the early bird deadline, or the final early bird deadline. But talk to your sales and success reps, and we'd love to get you up in Canada with us, talking about best practices in local. So there's me right there. I'm Jacqueline Cook. I'm the Chief Strategy Officer at Vendasta here, and I'm going to talk to you today about how we can use video to effectively market our businesses. Please keep the questions coming. If I don't know the answer, I'll try to find it for you, but we love interaction. As usual, we'll have a live Q&A at the end of the session. So if you can think of questions throughout the presentation, please just type them into the chat box, and we'll get to them at the end. It just so happens that we ran a very successful video promotion in January, very successful actually, and we've worked with our vendor as well to extend it. We've got a great response. So order one Video Bolt product, saying about your company video for your own agency, or maybe an FAQ video or a news, a press release, or an announcement, and get $150 off the retail price. So we encourage you to try this out for yourself, get a feel for it for your own agency. And at that price, I mean, that's a killer price for an About Us video that you can repurpose on your website and all your social media channels and on YouTube. And then you get the process down pat for all of your customers as well. So give it a try with that promo. So today, we'll start off, why me, why video? Getting right into today's topic. Why would my agency even want to sell video? It's likely obvious, but if you had to guess, I'm sure you'd say that Google is the most popular search engine in the world. That is no surprise. But Can you guess what the second largest search engine is in the world? Ironically and crazy, and it's no surprise that Google has such an empire, but it's actually YouTube. What you may find surprising is that YouTube is the #2, providing video services will obviously get you in front of that audience where potential buyers are searching. So the greatest opportunity here is in educational style videos, and that's what we're going to spend some time talking about today. How-to prescriptive videos, some of those more tactical videos, how you can offer value to your audience or help your clients offer value to their potential customers. And again, these searches are up 70% year over year, according to stats in 2016. So people are going to YouTube to find out how to do things. What a great way to capture intent. So they're not just performing online search, they're actually looking for purchase or for expertise. I know I'm not really good at the whole makeup thing, and when I need to figure out how to do makeup, I look on YouTube, and it's no surprise that I start getting targeted by major Sephora brands after I've done that. So why do you care that YouTube is the second largest search engine? Well, it's really because of the dollars at stake, and we're seeing even more growth. 2018 is going to skyrocket video even further. It's one of the 5 largest marketing trends happening in 2018. In the U.S. alone, it's going to be 135 billion. So to compare, digital advertising was about $83 billion. How much of that spend is your agency currently taking advantage of? Now, the real shocker is not how much businesses are spending on video, but how many still are not taking advantage of video. 90% of videos are not taking advantage of online video. So therein lies the opportunity. And most businesses still use text to share their message to consumers. Why is that? So these are the two things that in doing some research leading up to this webinar, we said, well, why aren't they doing video? And from our experience, those 90% of business owners who don't use video have really come down to these two negative things to say about it. One is that it just takes too long and it's too expensive. It takes me away from my day-to-day operations. And for the most part, they're not wrong. So if your agency can position itself to proving them otherwise, you'll likely offer the value and make the sale. Back when I was working for a production company, we used to do 17-day shoots, hundreds of $1,000s worth of budget, all for a 30-second video. Now, in today's day and age, with the technology we have, that's just crazy. And there's also great companies that can streamline that to stop taking so much cost and time when it comes to providing those high-quality videos. So when we first thought this, when we first looked into this, we really thought money was the barrier. But it turns out the businesses are far more concerned with that aspect, with how long the video production process will take than the actual cost of the video. So in going out and talking to your clients, try to understand where the barriers are. And if that is one of the barriers, then it's a very simple, straightforward story. And let's cut down that effort. So let's seize the opportunity. 90% of businesses who are not taking advantage of online video, those are the ones that we can go after to offer that quick and hassle-free experience when they purchase a video. It'll give your agency the competitive edge, and that's a whole lot of new opportunity and a different way to differentiate yourself without having to learn a whole bunch of technical things on a brand new service to offer. So let's talk about videos on social media. With over 8 billion average daily views and 100 million hours of video watched every day, Facebook has become the top player in the social media landscape. You've heard about Facebook's new algorithm change. Mark Zuckerberg's New Year's resolution was to change the Facebook algorithm to make Facebook more about personal human connections again, seeing friends and family in your posts. Posts from the people that you care about around you will really be prioritized over the public content from brands, publishers, and other marketer pages. But how does that affect your clients at the end of the day? And how does that affect businesses big and small? Well, we have been working with some of our partners over at Bliss Metrics on testing some of these strategies. And one of the ones that Dennis and Logan came up with is a 3x3x3 strategy. So I'm just going to touch on that briefly, but of course, please check out the blog for more information. We had them do a quick sales training with our marketing services teams and our social marketing team here to understand how we could effectively use this. But they suggest specifically that local businesses, publishers, and public figures, so individuals, use their 3x3 Facebook video strategy to build a trustworthy and successful brand using this framework. So take a content strategy that tells stories and builds trust, really focusing on that relationship first, with sales tactics playing the second piece of that. So you can see some of these strategies actually in the way that George is testing out some of our Conquer local stuff, and we're trying to get some of the analytics and the post engagements, comparing that both between organic and paid. But it's really about focus on telling a story, being human, and creating that conversation. So again, to read more specifically about this 3x3 strategy on our blog, head over to vendasta.com/blog. Might not sound like a revolutionary tactic, but if you can get your business clients to adopt this form of video marketing on Facebook, they will see success. And it really just boils down to that authenticity behind their business. So, and your agency specifically, why do you care about offering video as a service? What's the value behind that? Well, one, it's product diversification. Diversifying your product set is the key to sort of kidnapping or protecting that market share of your local market and cutting your competitors out of the picture. The more our partners, and we can help our partners protect and gain that share of wallets, the more successful and the more value you offer your clients, and only having to work with one vendor. We've found in studies that local businesses use over 7 methods of marketing according to the Local Search Association studies to promote themselves. And in truth, 70% of business owners want to work with a single point of content. They don't want to have a website guy and an SEO gal and someone else that manages all their video production. If they can get that from one agency of record, that's really what we want to empower our partners, you folks, to do. So I'm just taking a look at some questions. Yes, sorry, early on. Yes, the slide deck will be available for you after the fact, Roger. So if you have to drop off early, Amy and I will work on getting that to you. So don't worry about taking pictures or screenshots or anything. So we'll get towards at the end of the presentation, but our marketplace can really help you with this. Diversify your product offerings, and more importantly, in a very risk-free way. If you want to try offering a video to a single client and just sort of test the waters, you can do that with Marketplace, and it's very easy. I work with partners who, you know, they want to do a small pilot and offer and maybe do it with 1 or 2 of their sales teams, but not kind of blow it across the whole organization. Marketplace allows you to do that. So after this, with video specifically, take advantage of that offer, try it with 1 or 2 of your clients. If it takes off and you can, you know, not add a whole bunch of overhead to your organization, but provide a service that a lot of your clients might really take advantage of, check it out. Give it a try and let us know how it goes. All right, let's get to the meat and potatoes of the session though, the good stuff. How can businesses use video to market? Well, first of all, there's an unlimited number of use cases. First, we have to understand, why are we using video? Is it a strategic purpose, or is it more of that tactical purpose? A strategic video is one in which the business is trying to increase general awareness of their product or service. So the video is more informational. It's about generating awareness, and it's instructional in nature. A tactical video, on the other side, has the business trying to promote a specific product, increase sales, see higher conversion. It really has a defined focus. And these ones typically include a strong call to action, maybe a deadline, maybe a limited time offer. This distinction is really important to make, and it's going to help you and the clients that you work with answer the why behind video creation. So it's been stated that 80% of consumers remember a video they've watched in the last month. Take a second and just think about a video that you've come across in the last month. Maybe you were scrolling through a Facebook or an Instagram feed, or you were stumbling upon YouTube. One of the biggest strengths of video marketing is that it's highly visual and auditory, which means it's easier for many users to remember than text-based content. This is true for me. I'm a visual learner, and I can recall a lot of the videos that I've seen recently, but I'll skim through, I'll skim through articles and it'll be gone the next day. If only I could work on that. When customers remember video marketing content, they also remember the brand that's associated with it, which translates to more sales and leads for you and your clients. What's more is that customers typically like to share videos they enjoy, which can expand your online reach as well. So if you deliver a really compelling video, you can have that virality effect, whereas it's less so when it's a really compelling article or an about us. To make videos as memorable as possible, ensure that they're in line with the business's brand strategy. This means keeping colors, fonts, logos, and voice in the same video marketing as they are in blogs and articles. While videos do things text content doesn't, users should still be able to recognize the style and format of the brand's videos online. Something that we have really invested in over the last year is Vendasta's brand, and in 2018 we're going to be doing even more than that, more in Vendasta's brand. But one of the things that we've really adopted internally is having these asset kits, and I believe we've written about them on our blog. But it's a really simple way, and you're all marketers, you're probably very familiar with an asset kit, but it's really helped us and the many people collaborating on this to just make sure that we're having consistency across the organization. All right, trust is the foundation of conversations and sales, but building trust should be a goal also on its own. So make sure that we're providing trust and building trust by providing useful and interesting, compelling content that the customers will come back to. The whole concept of content marketing is based on trust and providing that value. So, try to think about stop selling and offer value by offering insights and tips as well as useful information. Those how to do your makeup or how to install a toilet like I had to do a couple weekends ago. And the very first place I looked was YouTube on how to do that. Second place was calling my dad when I failed at it. Here are a couple examples that came to mind. I know the most interesting man in the world here. I know his voice. I know what he looks like. I remember his ruggedly handsome appearance and his deep voice. Because I remember all of that, I also remember that the brand he's promoting is Dos Equis. And of course, who could forget Mr. Clean? Mr. Clean, the guy we all kind of grew up with, and videos of him helping parents clean and wipe up spills has me reach for those products when I go shopping. There's a persona behind each one of those, and we see that in the form of video. So this data is a little bit old, but it reinforces the two examples I just went through. Brand video on YouTube has grown exponentially, and it continues to grow because it promotes recall and trust. So think about the businesses. What is that brand? How do we emulate that brand and communicate that through video? And how do we make it memorable? Video marketing can really help achieve that brand recognition. So strategy. Use strategy or strategic videos to explain anything. Video is what I like to call the lazy man's sport. It can really help connect with and to anyone, and it's super easy to consume and very quick and lightweight to consume. Today, life is just too busy to have time to read a long product description or dig deep into services. My husband works for a health technology company, and with their marketing team, we put together a quick video, and they were trying to get their message across So we said, why don't we cut together a couple 30-second videos? And they were able to target on Facebook people that they've been trying to get in front of for months and months. And it was just a quick explainer video that they repurposed in their emails, their newsletters, and they got through to people that, again, they've been trying to have a conversation with and reach out on LinkedIn that they hadn't before. So if a business is launching a new product or service, think about how maybe you can offer your clients the ability to create a very lightweight video to show that and how their consumers might react to how it works. 98% of users say that they've watched an explainer video to learn more about a product or service. I'm one of those people. I have totally purchased something on Instagram after watching an explainer video. So remember that it does remain a potent learning tool, and it's incredibly popular among consumers. Social sharing. This is another great channel to repurpose video. In addition to online newsletters and having a website or your video on your website, social sharing is obviously a very great choice, and it encourages video content with new features. Facebook has launched its 360 video, their live videos, Life Stage, which is a video-centric app for teenagers. Instagram put in 60-second play and Instagram stories. Twitter is Periscope. And of course, Snapchat. Snapchat sort of invented the story idea. And so their videos and their filters and their branding on that, of course, is going nowhere anytime soon. However, in a social media context, video marketers must remember that people share emotions, not facts. So when you're using this channel, 76 of users say they would share a branded video with their friends if it was entertaining. So remember this when you're looking at social. Entertaining and emotion really go the extra mile. Think about how we might be able to create entertaining videos to encourage social shares. Emotions might not exactly link or directly impact ROI, but social shares can increase traffic to your site, increase your audience, your brand awareness and recognition, and of course, authenticity behind your brand. Only 3% of consumers say they would never share a branded video under any circumstance. So in other words, make a great video for the 97% of consumers who would happily share it with their friends and family. Clearly an overwhelming majority. So here's a quick example of a brand that's both done amazing work and has also really missed the mark. Now, in putting this together, I definitely can recall this Real Beauty campaign. It's something that's been talked about, for years and years. The one on the right, however, is where they had a big fail, and I can't recall it, probably because they reacted very quickly to it. Now, Dove is a very popular beauty brand, of course, and they have a widespread campaign called Real Beauty. The one on the left is that, I'm not sure if any of you saw that, but they had their their interviewees, I suppose, come in, and it was a woman, and she described how she was to the sketch artist. The artist couldn't see her. So the video shows how we describe ourselves as less pleasant than we describe others, and how we describe others way more pleasantly than we describe ourselves. And so the video had over 67 million views, over 10,000 comments. And I personally remember how many times it was shared to me or showed up in my Facebook feed. It was emotionally charged, and it really built brand recognition with Dove. Now, on the other hand, Dove was accused of racial insensitivity when an ad trying to show their diversity instead seemed to imply that some people are better or cleaner than others. And so Dove reacted very quickly, took down the ad, but not before the video was shared millions of times. Moving on, when was the last time you watched a video on your smartphone, on your tablet? I bet it was within the last 24 hours. So big thing to recall here is that video is device agnostic. It appeals to mobile users. Video and mobile just go hand in hand. 90% of consumers watch videos on their mobile, and from Q3 of 2013, mobile video views have grown more than 233%. YouTube reports mobile video consumption rises 100% year on year. So since people like to watch videos on the go and the number of smartphone users is growing, your video audience keeps getting bigger and bigger. So keep this in mind when we're also designing videos and the key messages. Of course, when we're on our mobile phone, we often have shorter attention spans. Maybe we're not as focused as we are when we're sitting on a big desktop. So quicker, more direct messages in those videos is really important as well. Google tells us that smartphone users are twice as likely than TV viewers and 1.4 times more likely as desktop users to feel a sense of personal connection to brands that show video content or ads on their devices. So now getting into the tactic. This is the really direct, the sales, the conversion, and let's have that translate right into business value. So consumers are 85% more likely to buy a product or a video after watching a video about it. So how can we use product videos to really communicate our offering and create really direct call to actions. Visit us now, sign up now, fill out an appointment, get in touch. Again, how to, that could be a very direct and transactional video as well. How to install a toilet by a local hardware person. I went to YouTube, of course, but you know, you can make these smaller videos and have them on Facebook feeds or to drive awareness, and then put that call to action at the end of the video to drive purchase intent. And lastly, testimonial. With my husband's company, we've also been working some testimonial videos as well. And the product is very hard to describe, but it's really interesting when you get in front of their customers. It seems so easy and so simple to describe that product because the customer just gets right to the chase on why they bought it and why it's so powerful for them. So work with your clients to understand how their customers can cut to the chase on the value that they provide, and then, of course, communicate that in a very authentic way. Another tactic. Video ads really work wonders. Consider this. The average click-through rate of video ads is 1.84%. Now that's the highest click-through rate of all digital ad formats. And for 15-second non-skippable YouTube video ads, the completion rate is 92%. Now, of course, that's high, but what does that mean, and how can we take advantage of ads? Combining video with full-page ads boosts engagement by 22%, and almost half of consumers who view a video advertisement take an action right afterwards. That's pretty high. An ad that I keep seeing everywhere, and I hope it's not a heavy hint, but it's that Grammarly ad on YouTube and Facebook. One of my colleagues that works in this office here, he had some tough time with Grammarly, and he started using it, and it was like overnight. And I noticed he sent me the link, and after that it started following me. So I haven't downloaded it yet or installed it yet, but I'm thinking this is time that I start getting Grammarly. It must be a sign. Video is also rocking email campaigns. So on the right-hand side there is one of the emails that we sent out recently. So just inviting you to encourage your business clients to incorporate video into their email marketing campaigns as well. An introductory email that includes a video receives an increased click-through rate by 96%. That's a great way to stand out from the competition and get your client's message across. So a tip to boost email click-throughs, including the word video itself in the subject line of emails, can increase open rates by 7 to 13%. So just knowing that there's a video in there could increase the open rate. It's important to note here that including video in email is, it's normally about placing the splash screen in the email body as an image and not actually embedding the actual video. So think about that when you're drafting those email campaigns. And this is really because most email clients don't fully support video in playing of the video. What some other people do, and we've tried this as well at Vendasta, is putting those little GIFs or GIFs or right within the video as well. It's this very small animated series of images to drive to a larger video. So you can test with that. Let us know how that goes. Or if you just want to stick straight with the image, as we did in this particular campaign, use the image that looks like the splash screen and link out the player on a separate page. So of course, when they click on that image, it'll click over to the video and set the player to autoplay for the fewest clicks. And finally, the last piece for the last tactic is SEO. Google loves videos. Videos get consumers to increase the amount of time spent on your client's website. So longer exposure builds trust and signals search engines that the site has good content. So that's really behind the SEO side of it. Businesses are 53 times more likely to show up first on Google if they have a video embedded on their website. And since Google now owns YouTube, there's been a significant increase in how much video affects search engine rank. 65% of business decision makers visit a marketer's website after viewing a branded video. So it's clear that the quality and relevant video marketing content can dramatically improve your site's SEO by driving more people to your homepage. Additionally, video can enhance your conversion rates. HubSpot actually reports that 39% of business decision makers contact a vendor after viewing a branded video. So it's important to understand that journey or the behavior. Once a video is viewed, that's the step or the moment that they get in touch. So think about how by adding video to your landing pages or your websites, content offers, what is the very next step? And can we make it easy to improve your company and your clients' company's SEO value with click-through rates across the board and harness the SEO uptick? All right, getting toward the end here, but here are a few quick tips when selling video to your clients. So first and foremost, understand the audience. Who are we making this video for? Does the business know their customers? If they don't, maybe this is a really good way or good time to sit down and do a little bit of a persona worksheet. We have one of those on our blog as well, and it's just who are your customers? Who do you want to target? What about them? What motivates them? Approach your clients with as much of this figured out as you can. So for example, if it's a furniture store targeting maybe new homeowners with their bundles, room sets, will not likely want to take the same approach with those as a different type of demographic or an entirely different business like a fast food restaurant trying to get more students at lunchtime to take advantage of the daily deal menu. So not all videos have the same audience, obviously, and so we got to tailor the message accordingly. And you can't really reach your audience members if you post videos on YouTube when they continue to scroll through Instagram. So understanding where these viewers or these potential customers are is just as important. So do a little workshop, a journey map by evaluating audience behavior ahead of time. What are the things that they do 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after? You can ensure your videos will be seen by the places and in the channels that those people visit. Right people, right places. It's totally okay to start small. If it's a client that you already work with, you likely know what's working for them, and it's okay to start small with video and use videos to complement what's already working. The thing is, you don't have to have a Steven Spielberg 5-star production in order to get it up on your social channels or your website. Anything is better than nothing. So adding videos to your existing written content, such as high-performing blog posts or product or service pages on the website, it really helps promote those existing pages, gets that SEO lift, gets more eyes on those additions, and you can start to test and compare page performance when you do those small tests. A few ways to start are to just record a thank you video. Try this with yourselves or with your clients. Record a thank you video that's sent out to loyal customers. Maybe you could create a custom GIF and include it in an existing email campaign, or to include a testimonial video on the most trafficked page of your website, or maybe on your Facebook page. So start small, build up from there. It doesn't have to be, again, that huge bloated production. It can be something very quick and lightweight, and you can always grow from there. So really quickly recapping to what we touched on earlier, this slide goes back to what we started the session off with. What's the goal of video? So borrowing from Dennis and Logan's 3x3 Facebook video grid strategy, this funnel works well for creating video content. It's a really nice rubric when you're sitting down with a client. Start with the why. So if it's a local business's passion and their story, start with that. No matter the industry or no matter the business, there's always a story or a history as to why the business came together. So, make a couple quick videos on why do they exist, what is their mission, what motivates them in their business to drive that awareness. Now, the purpose of how videos are to generate engagement with the content and to help establish the business as a trustworthy source of information in their industry. So once we tag the why, the how is all about engaging with helpful content. Your audience will gain a much more positive connotation with your brand and be more receptive to future interactions with you. So maybe it's, why did you start this Italian restaurant? It goes back to family roots or a passion, or you quit your job to go after something you never thought possible. Well, how to create the best fettuccine Alfredo, or how to, that how can be really, and how they harness their craft in what they do and position themselves as an expert or a leader in that. And then lastly, the what here is the product or the service that the business offers. This is that sort of last conversion point. And so maybe this is more about highlighting some of those dishes, and then the call to action is make a reservation or come visit us. So the what here is about that product or service. And this is the step that most businesses do first. And this is why businesses fail, is they start off with a come book an appointment, come make a reservation, come into our restaurant, sort of that promotional, without actually building trust and building character and brand awareness, and setting the stage for the why and the how. So if they don't connect with their business, their prospective customers, then the business who constantly spams them with sales pitch and a 24/7 commercial, it's just not going to be effective. And lastly, how can we help you and your clients with what we talked about today? So first of all, you know about Marketplace, and we've been investing in Marketplace and finding the best-in-class breed vendors, and we're always looking for your suggestions on the next ones to bring in. But really, Marketplace is your single source of truth for all the products that Vendasta offers. Of some of the products and services currently available in Marketplace, we have a few video options for you to choose from. And the first today we're going to talk about, again, actually, quick reminder, this is how to get there. Sometimes it gets buried. There's lots of stuff going on. I know we send you emails of lots of updates and whatnot, but quick reminder, the Marketplace is just when you log in to Partner Center there, it's on your left-hand navigation bar, and it just says Marketplace. From there, you can both explore the products that we have in the Marketplace through our third-party vendors, as well as manage your own store in building what you want to offer to your clients. So if this doesn't look familiar, please let me know, and we'll make sure to give you a quick walkthrough and make sure you know where to find this stuff. So the first offering, we have Video Bolt. Of course, we talked about that at the beginning. Video Bolt, $249 per video. We suggest the retail price is around $349, but again, you know your clients best. You know their propensity to pay and their willingness, and often we see partners bundle this into another solution like an advertising package so that they can repurpose on all these challenges and actually promote those videos. So this could be a great about your company or doing a frequently asked questions video as well. And then of course a news update. Maybe this is a press release or a community event that's being hosted. Different style of video, but all sort of in the same format. Similarly, we have a better video montage. So this is a neat one, and it's really good for businesses who don't really have a lot of assets. And it's a quick, lightweight video that provides stock images, music, and then a professionally written script and voiceover. And the turnaround time is quite easy. So for those clients that don't have or are afraid of, it's going to be so much work and I have to put so much time into that, any of these video options are really great in addressing that objective. Or objection, really. So now with that, I'd love to take some questions. I'm going to take a quick second here to review some of your questions, but why don't you type in some questions? I'll try to get some, and any that I don't have answers to or any that I miss, we'll make sure that we address them after the webinar. So, Rahul, is there a replay on this? Yes, we will work on getting the recording out after the webinar. Next question. Is there a best practice on how many videos should be used on a site, and how long should a video be? That's a great question. I know when we were talking to Dennis and with Logan, they told us some stats, and Amy and I will try and gather some of these stats, but generally where the drop-off rate was in videos. And they found that the higher production quality the video is, the longer the session time, if you will, or the viewing time. Best practices, I believe, they said to keep the videos obviously under 2 minutes, but optimal is under 30 seconds. And that's just really depends on what type of video if it is. So if it's one of those more informative videos where you're actually providing content, a step-by-step how-to, that's when you can get away with the longer videos. If it's really more of those lower funnel, more of the how and the what, that's where we probably want to keep them nice and tight and get right to the point, and you can make sure that you're getting through to that call to action. You don't want the viewer to drop off before the call to action and before they can see the value and actually act on that. So best practice is to keep the lower of the funnel nice and short, and maybe the awareness a little bit longer and the educational a little longer. This information is excellent, allows for subscription selling. Thank you. Thanks, Nadine. Thanks for the feedback on that. Sample videos, are those available? Yes, Billy. We can definitely get you set up with some samples. Check out the Marketplace. We have some in the Marketplace pages as well. but all of our vendors have lots of samples and portfolios that we can send along as well. So we'll make sure you get some of those. Do you have examples of all 3 types of videos done by your vendor? Yes, Amy can get you set up with those as well. So sounds like maybe just some references on what kind of videos are available is the next step. So we'll make sure that when we do the follow-up to this webinar, we'll send you some links. You can check it out and get started. And again, if you have any questions at all on how to get started with any of these video providers, please let us know. Video is just a great reusable asset that we can use in all types of channels, email marketing, on websites, in social, on YouTube. So once you get it done from your clients, you can really repurpose that and use that evergreen content in marketing materials for time to come. So when you create these, try to make the videos as timeless as possible, as future-proofed as possible as well, so you can keep giving, keep going after the same content. Coolio. All right, that looks like maybe all for now. It looks like there's a couple more questions coming in, but we'll make sure that we get answers to your questions right after this. For now, I thank you all so much. I know it's getting to the end of the day for the folks out east, so thank you for taking the time. It was awesome talking to you all, and I look forward to hearing how your stories are and seeing those videos. Take care.